afternoon, or evening, NFL fans around the world. This is the DOUG here for his NFL Week 9 predictions. But as you guys know who have been watching me now, excluding last week, I go over what the week we just had. And I go over the games a little bit, and I also give you my opinions on some things. Now, I will say, all three of my fantasy teams won again, and which is ironic to me, just because that usually does not happen. But anyway, let's go over Week 8. By the way, in Week 8, I went 9-4. A damn good week for me on picks and fantasy. Fortunately, my Cowboys did not win, but it was still a great game, and that was the best game of the week. Cowboys and Lions, in my humble opinion. But anyway, Week 8 started off with the Panthers destroying the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and at this point, I'm going to say it. I think the Buccaneers will be firing their head coach before the season's over. I would not be surprised if we hear within the next few weeks if he's fired or not. And to my friends out there in the UK, I am so sorry you had to see this game. 49ers destroyed the Jaguars. My God, that was not a game. That was a massacre. That made the Boston Tea Party look fucking nice. Yeah, sorry about that, British guys. The Kansas City Chiefs hold on to beat Cleveland 23-17. Cleveland's defense helped them at the majority of this, and Jason Campbell showing that he is still a good, decent quarterback. We shall see if he can help Cleveland to victory in the upcoming weeks. The Patriots, after being down at halftime to the Miami Dolphins, woke up in the second half and beat the Miami Dolphins. The Saints destroy the Bills badly. Cowboys lose to the Lions in a heartbreaker 31-30 and what was probably the best game of the week. And I will be talking about one receiver in particular when we come back. The Giants and Eagles show that you don't need an offense or a defense to fucking win a game. The Oakland Raiders, after getting a huge lead, were able to hold off the Steelers comeback. Cincinnati showed its dominance as one of the best AFC teams this year, beating the Jets. The Cardinals made Atlanta look like a joke. Denver, after being down 21-7, woke the fuck up and beat the hell out of the Redskins. Packers beat the Vikings in what was a weird Sunday night game. And then last night, Monday night, Seahawks barely beat the Rams in what was a what the fuck was going on. Now, I want to talk about some things that are on my chest. First thing first, I've already mentioned it with Tampa Bay. They're going to have a new head coach before the year is over. I can already see it. As far as for the Cowboys, Dez mother effing Bryant. You snot-nosed punk. And that's what I'm going to use, the word punk. I'm sorry, you whining and complaining that Tony Romo ain't throwing to you. Well, let me tell you something. If you were a real team player, which now this makes me a little bit worried if you are, you would not give a damn if he was throwing the ball to you. You should be worried about, hey, if I'm not being able to catch, which you were not doing good that day, you were being double coveraged. And sometimes you would, and that's why Tony didn't throw it to you too much. You gotta realize, you're on a team. This ain't the one-man show. This is not wrestling. This is not boxing, where it's one-on-one. This is a team. Sometimes you got to do what's best for the team and not worry about getting the ball all the time. So as far as I'm concerned, Dez, you just need to shut up. Period. Oh, so this goes to the Eagles and Giants. That game was stupid. That was the worst game of the week. I'm sorry. That game should have ended in a tie. Because, I'm sorry, the only good thing about that game was if you had the Giants field goal kicker in your fantasy team. Because other than that, you probably didn't give a shit. Now Atlanta. What the fuck, Atlanta? You are probably favored to win your division. One of the teams favored to win the NFC. And all of you done this year is under fucking perform 2-5. If you drop to the Panthers this weekend, you're 2-6, and your shot at the playoffs will be going na 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 na. Hey, 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 goodbye. Seriously, and we'll get to that game later on. Same with the Redskins as well. And the Eagles and the Giants have a bye this week, so that's good for them. They don't have to worry about it. But Eagles and Redskins are in trouble here, because if they lose and Dallas wins, they are both in trouble. Because that would put the Redskins at 2-6 and the Eagles at 3-6. in a division where, yes, the NFC East is still crap, but as of right now, Dallas is still in control of its own destiny. A few other teams, Baltimore Ravens, coming off the bye week, you need to win this game, or else your playoff hopes are in trouble because you'll be 3-5. Steelers, you're 2-5 at this point. You go 2-6. I think you're done. Houston, what the fuck happened with the Texans? I'm sorry, Houston again, another team like Atlanta, a team that everyone had punched in to get to the playoffs, and right now is so underperforming, it's a joke. And that's me being nice. My humble opinion. Anyway, let's get to the week 9 games before I rage anymore. Game 1, Thursday night on our All Hallows Eve edition of NFL. It will be the Cincinnati Bengals traveling to Miami to take on the Dolphins. Cincinnati's in control of its own destiny right now in its division, as the Bengals are 6-2. Andy Dalton showing right now why he is probably one of the better quarterbacks this year in the AFC. As far as for Miami, they're technically they're still in the playoff hunt, but I don't know if they can win the North at this point. Oh, not the North, excuse me, the East, because that's still the Patriots at this point. And I'm sorry, Miami started 3-0. I need to repeat that again. They started 3-0, and have lost the last 4 since. I think they're going to lose this one as well. I'm taking Cincinnati on the road. I don't trust Miami at this point. I mean, seriously. You go up on New England, 17 points to 3, I think it was. And then you let the Patriots make the fucking comeback. Morons is the best way to describe that. And by the way, another reason to take Cincinnati, they're 9th on offense overall and 8th on defense. Miami, overall, offensively 28th, defensively 21st. And I will say though, the last 3 times these teams have met, Cincinnati won in 2007, but Miami won in 2010 and 2012. But yeah, I think that's not going to happen this time. And the weather for the game should be in the high 80s, partly cloudy. So, moving on to the Sunday games. The Atlanta Falcons taking on the surprising Carolina Panthers, who are 4-3 right now. Carolina's trying to keep up with the Saints as best they can. But right now, Panthers are at least in the wild card hunt situation. Same with Chicago and Detroit, Arizona, San Francisco, because, only 2 teams will get it. So there's a lot of teams in the hunt right now still. Panthers, though, they need help to get in. Atlanta, at this point, I'm done with them. I'm done with Atlanta. They have so underperformed all year long, and the sad thing is their offense is ranked 11th. And they got one of the best passing and 4th. What's hurting them? The 32nd in the run game and the 22nd in defense overall. That's what's hurting Atlanta right there, right off the bat. Carolina, why, yes, offensively they're not that great, but defensively they're one of the top 5 teams coming in ranked 3rd, and their running game is a big reason why Carolina is 4-3. I'm going to take Carolina at home on this one. I feel right now they are the better team. Now, of course, Atlanta, out of the last 3 head-to-heads, Atlanta has won, but they've all been close games. Of course, last season, Atlanta Panthers did win one, 30-20, but Atlanta did win the other 2, 30-28 and 31-23. So this could be a close one. I don't think it's going to happen. I think Carolina's just going to steamroll this. Up next, the Vikings travel to Dallas to take on the 4-4 Cowboys. Cowboys are right now have their fate. They control their own destiny. They're in first place in their division. They win out, they get the division. You'll play a Vikings team who right now is one of the worst ranked offensive and defensive teams in the NFL. While Dallas is probably one of the better, is ranked high in the offense, coming in at 14 with being 8th in passing and near the bottom in rushing. What's hurting Dallas right now is their defense is not stepping up, and they got injuries. But this should be a good bounce game back. I'm taking my Cowboys anyway. This should be a good, easy bounce game up for my Cowboys. Hopefully. Of course, last time these teams have met, Vikings have won 2 out of the 3. Dallas winning, of course, in 2011. They did not play in 2012. Up next, the New Orleans Saints take on the New York Jets. I'm taking the Saints on this one. They've just dominated the rivalry with the Jets the last few years. And it's Drew fucking Brees, people. Did you not see what he did against the Bills this past week? Jets fans, if you thought what happened to Cincinnati was bad, yeah. Just right to New Orleans comes to town. I'm taking the Saints. Oh, by the way, before I continue, the teams with a bye this week are the Cardinals, Broncos, Lions, the Jaguars, the Giants, and the 49ers. Now let's get back to the next pick. This is a coin toss. The Tennessee Titans take on the Rams. Yeah, boy. Two teams who offensively suck. Defensively, they're about even. It's a coin flip here. It depends on who you want. I'm going to take the Titans, though. I'm not really confident in that pick. Like I said, this is a coin toss to me. You could probably pick the Rams, and you probably say you wouldn't feel 100% confident either. So I'm taking the Titans, but I'm not confident with it. Next, Kansas City travels to Buffalo. Kansas City right now the only team undefeated, 8-0. The Denver Broncos are hoping the Bills can show up this week in Buffalo and beat Kansas City. But yeah, nope, that ain't gonna happen. I'm taking Kansas City on this one. Bills after what happened to the Saints. Oh God in heaven, Andy Reid's gonna be loving this. I think Kansas City will advance. Will win this game and go to 9-0 going into Week 9. Week 10, my mistake. Sorry, I'm a little flustered today. Up next, San Diego Chargers take on the Redskins. This is a do-or-die game for the Redskins. Offensively, these two teams are about even, and also even in the defense. The thing is, San Diego's had more impressive wins, and of course, actually playing better as an overall team. While with the Redskins, it's their defense that's hurting them the most. I'm going to take San Diego on the road here. I know it's them traveling from California to FedEx Field. Redskins would normally be favored in that, but I don't trust the Redskins right now. They're not the same team from last year. They're defensively, they're worse. RG3's not playing like he used to. I'm sorry, that's just how I'm calling it, guys. I'm sure I'm making the Redskin fans mad, and hey, I apologize, but even you guys got to admit, maybe RG3 should have not came back as early as he did. I think that's been a key problem. It should be a good game now. I think if Redskins want to win this, they need their defense to step up big time. Up next, the Philadelphia Eagles travel to Oakland. I'm taking the Raiders on this one. Mostly because, yes, Philadelphia has a better offense overall, on paper at least. Two problems. One, the Eagles' defense is ranked 31st. They got a terrible defense, but then again, you could say the whole NFC East has a terrible fucking defense. Whereas Oakland has a great defense, but a piss-ass offense. Here's the problem. No one knows who the quarterback's going to be for Philadelphia this week. Big's hurt, Nick Foles is hurt, and then you got the third-string quarterback. If a Philadelphia Eagle fan is watching this, please tell me who the quarterback is this week. But I'm going to take Oakland. They're at home. They beat Pittsburgh pretty good. I think they'll do it with Philly and get the back-to-back wins of beating Pennsylvania. Up next, Tampa Bay takes on the Seahawks. Seattle, folks, I'm sorry. Tampa Bay, you got the worst offense overall, ranked 31st. Your defense is the only reason you might even be considered somewhat of a team. And I use that term loosely, team. I'm taking Seattle. Yes, Seattle only beat the Rams 14-9. Here's the difference. Rams are a football team to a certain extent. They're more of a football team than fucking Tampa Bay. I'll say right now, if Tampa Bay wins this game, I'll pick fucking John Cena to win at the next pay-per-view, okay? That's how confident I am in Seattle. Okay, I'm sorry. Tampa Bay ain't winning this. I'm sorry. If they do, it'll be the biggest shock of the fucking century. Moving on. Baltimore Ravens taking on the Cleveland Browns. Should be a great AFC matchup here particularly since it is the AFC North. Should be a great matchup. I'm looking forward to this one. Me and my family are, because my mom is a Baltimore Ravens fan. And I am taking the Ravens on this one. I think they will bounce back. I think the bye week will help them. At least I hope. Question's going to be, can Joe Flacco play good this week? That is the key factor there. Now, I got to play Joe Flacco this week in one of my fantasy teams because Matt Stafford's got the week off. So, Joe Flacco, please play well this week. Please. Up next, the Pittsburgh Steelers travel to New England to take on Boston. Not Boston, the New England Patriots. I'm taking the Patriots on this one. Yeah, Steelers. If you would have beat Oakland, I probably would have took you guys. But after seeing how bad he played against Oakland, I got to go with the Patriots on this one. Sunday night game. Okay, let me just show you how much I care about the Sunday night game. No one gives a shit! Okay, why? It's the Colts taking on the Texans. Houston is a joke this year, as you already saw me talking about it earlier. I'm taking Indianapolis. I have no faith in Houston winning this game. As a matter of fact, I give them the same chance Tampa Bay has. Slim to jack shit, and Slim's warming up the pickup truck outside right now. And he's going to win this. Monday night game. A game that actually will be better than this past one, hopefully. It's the Chicago Bears taking on the Green Bay Packers. Rivalry game. Packers have won the last 3 games in this series. And I'm going to take Green Bay. I know they're going to have hurt players. Chicago Bears don't have Jay Cutler. This is the one I was saying, where their backup quarterback has got to play this one, then the Lions, and then the Ravens. Bears are going to have to win these 2 rivalry games, the Packers and the Lions, to stay alive in their division. If they lose to the Packers and then lose next week to Detroit, they can kiss any shot at the NFC North goodbye. So I'm taking Green Bay on this one at home. Just as a recap, I got the Bengals, Panthers, Cowboys, Saints, Titans, Chiefs, Chargers, Raiders, the Seahawks, the Ravens, the Patriots, them Colts, and those Packers from Green Bay as my picks for this week. Let me know what you think. Do you agree or disagree? Until I see you next time. This is the DOUG signing off, saying have a good week, have a safe Halloween, and I will see you next time. Woo!